It's just like Monopoly, only fun.
Wait a minute, I like Monopoly.
Get ready for Nobody Likes Onions.
Welcome, everybody. Don't adjust your...
Smoke weed every day.
Wow! Why is this happening? Why did that just happen? You know, even on a show that's as polished and put together as this one, can you have random Snoop Dogs popping up at any given moment?
Smoke weed every day.
I'm in your walls, said Steve Curran, who's here. Somebody said, how did I miss Nick Starr last time? Yeah, Nick Starr pops up at the worst time. Where's Nick tonight? Nick, I have time for you tonight. Let's dig into you. I got the time tonight. No, he wants to show up when we have like Delilah on and we have like a big scoop about Ty sexually harassing women. But that's the world we live in, everybody. You're a victim. I'm a victim. She's a victim too. Pour yourself a batch of gruel. I'm not drinking tonight. I may smoke a little weed. I brought the bong up. It is not packed. And I think you'd all agree, maybe I should wait a little bit before I dive into that kind of a grotesque undertaking. Curran's here. That's great. He must have Mondays off. People ask what he does. He drives a styrofoam truck. That's all I know. I think he delivers the paper cups and the styrofoam hot dog holders you've come to know and love down at Chili John's. It's a really local reference, and only some slim portion of the population will get that one. I miss Chili John's. Did they survive the cram-dam-dam-damic? They had spaghetti, beans, and chili, extra spicy. Chili John's. Chili John's only uses Cisco products. Oh, what does Curran deliver for? United Paper? I don't know what the other company would even be. It's like the toilet company, American Standard. Oh yeah, good point. Happy Juneteenth! Everybody, it is Juneteenth. Joe Martinez in the chat says, hey, Butch Bradley, how does it feel to be the resident comedian of the grossest hotel in Vegas? That is not true. There are far grosser hotels in Vegas. Patrick, that's a nice Juneteenth outfit. Are you suggesting I'm dressed? What are you suggesting? I don't want to say it. Are you going to give it to a black afterwards? This is very, very mean. I want to give Krum a chili dog. Yeah, can we get Angie Krum into the show? I'd like Angie Krum to be made aware of this show. So let's get to tweeting. We're going to watch Angie Krum's special tonight because Tommy Salami, who's the biggest pussy in the land, he's a comic you all know and love. And if you know horny LA comedians, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Just by the way he thinks compitulation is a word. Text me compitulation and you write it in the chat, you psycho. That's not a word. You're compitulating is not a word. So I bet you never want any spelling bees. Welcome everybody, though. You really couldn't have picked a better Sunday night. What were you going to do tonight? Watch the next season of... What the fuck's even out now? Has anybody else noticed that, like, your pay... All of a sudden, like, it creeps up on you. This is, you know, this is not a bit or anything. But, like, I noticed the other day that I'm literally paying for, like, 7 streaming services. I have the Hulu, the HBO, the Netflix, Discovery Plus, Peacock, what the fuck else? Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus. It never ends with these fucking people. Like, geez, I was like, because I don't even know what I watch anymore. Like, honestly, it's all just garbage now. I canceled them all except Netflix and Hulu. And I was like, I'm not Disney Plus. Like, what the fuck? And I think through Disney Plus and Hulu, I had like the bundle that gave me ESPN Plus, as if I'm a sporty man who's ever going to be into that. So big mistake all around. So I canceled them all. And what I'm going to do is if there's something I want to watch on one and I realize it, then I'll resubscribe. But otherwise, what am I doing? You know, you realize how much garbage you're paying for. And it's like things you thought you'd want to watch, but then you get into them and it's like, ugh, this is garbage. I'm not interested in the new Dexter I thought I might be. I'm definitely not interested in the Carol Baskins garbage. Everything's a murder, she wrote. So, you know, it's fucking weird. Current, I stopped paying for overdose and haven't noticed. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. But you know, I don't know what's happened is everybody's taken back their intellectual property now. So like the only thing everybody has is like their own stuff. I haven't watched the new Miss Maisel. I used to like that. There's nothing I like anymore. They make everybody interested into a show and then somehow manage to absolutely murder every drop of interest you had in that program. I watched 6.5 seasons of Game of Thrones and I still never finished it. I don't care. And now what am I going to do? Go back and watch it? Like, get bent. I went back. I have a buddy of mine who got cast into Stranger Things. The new season 4. What do they call them? Part 4 now? Part 4. It's like, okay. How confused can we make everyone about everything? Huh? What's happening to the world, by the way? You all lost your goddamn minds. I retweeted a doctor tonight that's like, I'm getting older, so my tweets are more political, but I'm just like calling out idiots. There was a doctor on my timeline. she's telling pregnant women who live in a state where abortion is illegal, because I guess that's happening, and get ready this week for all the rivers of screaming tears you're going to hear on Tuesday or whatever when the Supreme Court decision drops, because we all know what's going to happen. Who cares? Move on with your life. Guess what? In 2 years, it'll swing back, or in 4 years. It's dumb. So he's in Stranger Things. And I was like, I bailed out of Stranger Things in season 2. How about I go back, start Stranger Things over with the fiance? She's never seen it. We get through season 1. I start season 2. I bail again. I can't do it's all shit. Everything is bad now. How good did everything get? You remember back in the day when FX probably really started it with like Breaking Bad, and then A&E, or was that A&E that did that? Breaking Bad, and those shows set the bar. It was like watching cinema in your house. And now you have shows filmed with the budgets of small films like Stranger Things. God knows how much it costs to create the undertime. Wherever they hide. What is it called? Everything is filmed like a movie now. Everything looks amazing, but it's all garbage. I can't, people are like, it's Pride Month. On every streaming service, it's Pride Month. But it's like that never goes away, that banner. You think in July, like the gay content banner goes away? No, it's LGBT directors, LGQB actresses. It just never fucking stops. So it's like literally now, when I go to watch something, it's sorted by race and sexual preference. The idea of that 10 years ago would be super, super, super discriminatory. I don't, I'm not interested in gay films. That being said, my idea of a gay film would be Dallas Buyers Club. Fantastic movie. But amongst that is, a lot of journey garbage, I call it. A lot of coming of age journey. If there's one more movie coming out about a lesbian in Brooklyn, I'm going to slit my goddamn larynx. Isn't whining about it even gayer? Hey, man, I get to get your own podcast. You're sitting home on a Sunday night when you could be with the Lord. Better Call Saul, I can't get through the first season. I can't get through the first season of it. And everybody's like, oh, it gets better in the second season. I don't want anything. I don't want anything you have to get through seasons of to watch. It's like The Wire. I've started The Wire twice. Can't do it. I started The Sopranos. I can't get through 3 episodes of The Sopranos. I can't get on board with a tough guy mobster who needs to see a therapist and whine about shit. Okay? And now that Meadow Soprano's like a, mid-40s MILF, what's the point even? Is she even going to return my calls? I can't watch any of it. I never watched The Wire. I never watched Oz. Ozark is amazing first season. I restarted it, watched the first season again, bailed. Everything gets bad. It's Always Sunny got lucky with their timing. Are they done? I don't think they're done. It's Always Sunny's cranking out seasons on the reg pretty much. I don't think they've stopped. And they do a lot of. They're kind of like the live action South Park, as far as I'm concerned. They touch every third rail. You don't think Always Sunny still does? I mean, they did 2 seasons, season 12, I guess. Whew. Couple of bangers in there. The Gang Turns Black, all those episodes. Fuck. That was in the height of all the Black Lives Matter stuff. Better Call Saul is better than NLO. How dare you, sir? Very, very, very rude stuff.
How dare you?
If you think Sopranos sucks, you're such an unimaginable douche. Okay, well, this is the problem with the world today. We're all very, very upset about people having other preferences. Silicon Valley's great. Arrested Development, I just bailed out of in the Netflix days. I got through the first new Netflix season, and then I bailed once they started telling the story in an untangled way. I don't like that. They broke format, and I don't like that. So after the season where they did that, I kind of bailed, and I think they've done 1 or 2 since then. CF, we've already established through a year relationship with you that you are an unstable, wrong man who's mostly out of it and kind of behind the times. Silicon Valley's good. Arrested Development's great. I probably could finish Arrested Development. Rick and Morty's pretty good. But Rick and Morty's not, a narrative drama. Or, we mostly talking about dramas here. I don't know. I'm sure Sopranos is great. I'm not saying it isn't as a total piece of art. I'm telling you, I couldn't get into it. Is that okay, idiot? Also, just because you watched it when it was on in the 08s, dummy, doesn't mean that if I start it now in 2022 that it holds up and is great. And a lot of things you think are great, if you went back and tried to watch them, the problem here is you're dead inside. You might be right. Pete and Pete, Under the Banner of Heaven was good. I don't know what that means. So HBO Max has a lot of good stuff lately, but you're not wrong. It partially is me. Jersey Shore is pretty good. Salute Your Shorts. Hacks on HBO Max is great. Yeah, HBO Max, I would say, is probably the one kicking out the best stuff right now. Amsterdam on HBO Max. It's in Spanish. You gotta watch it dubbed or subtitled. Is a pretty good show. That's if you want to go down a non-beaten path. But aside from that, it's like Elon Musk documentaries and how much rain. So you think you can rainbow? He's like, that's all that's on. Hotel Impossible. Bar Rescue. It's a drama about the underbelly of a Mormon fundamentalist starring Andrew Garfield. That's Bar Rescue? I'm pretty sure you're wrong there. Ty Rivera's back at it again. So from what I understand, I go up to Wise Guys Comedy Club Wednesday night. Ty Rivera was hosting the open mic. His whole thing, I'm 100% being honest with you. I'll always be fair with you. I'll always tell you the fucking truth. He was 100% professional while introing the show, doing his spot. He did material. He did well. He interacted with the crowd. He did his job. He didn't deviate into unprofessional behavior. He didn't pick on anybody. Like, he did great. When he was so the format of the open mic, I actually like this format. He sits at the back of the room. People do 3 minutes, so it's no time at all. And he just calls their name, and the next one goes up. He calls who's on deck. And that way it keeps flowing. It keeps flowing. He doesn't go up on stage between everybody, which is crazy. You think a vain man like Ty would do that, but he doesn't. So that's great. I like that format. Everybody he introduced, or as they got off stage, not everybody, but some people he would make very inappropriate, borderline mean comments about. And I do think when you're hosting a show, it's your job to make the show good and to set people up for success. I did watch that Keep Sweet show on about the FLDS church on Netflix. That was pretty good. Have you seen Bill Burr's newest special, which is just every show LA and New York had going in the last 5 years? I tweeted about this one too. P Melt on Twitter. I'm very saucy again. You're gonna want to get involved. Follow me. What's that? Michelle Wolf, Steph Tolev, who's this new Jewish wreck of a comic. People say she's funny, whatever. I look, that special, she started so strong and it just got weird and so bad. It was who's the black guy they had? It was literally like black guy, Asian guy, Ronnie Chang. Who the fuck else was? Who was on the thing? I can't even remember. But it's like, do you think Bill Burr's friend and favorite comic, is Michelle Wolf? You know Bill Burr. You know his opinion on comedy and how he thinks and how he hates all that PC garbage. And then he's going to have on his show where he gets to bring 5 friends on. Friends who kill. It's going to be Michelle Wolf. I tweeted, imagine Bill Burr sitting back enjoying Michelle Wolf's comedy. Ian Edwards is at least funny. Earl Skagel's just texting me, Joe Bartnick. I don't know what that means. The point is, you think Bill Burr picked those fucking people. You're dumb. He introduced Steph Tolev as a girl he saw on TikTok a couple weeks ago. He didn't pick these people. They're not real people. The right-wing Philly crew, like Michelle Wolf. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. The right-wing Philly crew, like Michelle Wolf. Such garbage. I got in a fight with don't unsend your messages. This New York comedian. He's a Florida comedian. I've known him forever ago. He's a comic that worked with me the weekend I worked with the first time I worked with Bobby Slayton. God, it must have been 2010, right after I moved to LA. So I was back in Florida working the Miami Improv, featuring for Bobby Slayton. 12 years ago already. Jesus. And Bobby Slayton was just a monster to me and this comic, Will Watkins. And now go look at Will Watkins. Will Watkins moved to New York. He's a perfect example of like entitled fucking millennial who just screams about billionaires and, the right wing Trump people, is why he doesn't have anything. Just real sad. And by the way, let me just say this, every one of you people who's like a MAGA minded Trump guy, you're out of your fucking minds. Like, let it go. Let it go. You're so out of your... Imagine thinking about Trump. I haven't thought about Trump for a year and a half. Stop it. And on the same note, if you've ever found yourself giving any fuck about January 6th, get a room, okay? A padded one, because you're out of your mind. Put it all together. Get fucking unraveled somewhere else. January 6th. You need to look up what the definition of an insurrection is and knock it off. Okay? You're being weird about it. And by the way, it just shows you what a mush-minded cripple victim you are. That you're still blaming January 6th for anything a year and a half about it. A year and a half ago, what I mean? By the way, the people that broke laws, look, if you broke windows and climbed things and went into people's offices, don't get me wrong. There are a handful of people that 100% need to be arrested and charged with federal crimes. No doy. If you thought a coordinated attempt to take over our government, you have no idea what anything is, and you've led a very sheltered, tiny life. So knock it off. That's not why you're late for work every day and why you haven't gotten a raise in 2.5 moon cycles. You idiot. I've noticed we are having some issues with the old fork bork YouTube stream. I can't capitulate to that. Charge them. Yeah. What's insane is that anybody would be cheering on this massive amount of. It's like, by the way, I'm all for going where there's smoke, there's fire, and getting corrupt people. I have a feeling all of them are. Trump included, by the way. I'm not, under any fucking delusion that Trump was a great guy. You're under a delusion that Biden is. That's a far more insane psychosis I think we should look into. But, if you've gone after this guy, Trump, I would say no president has been more fucking hated, despised, loathed, caused more mental illness, depression, hand-wringing, panic, sleepless nights, medicated children than President Donald Trump. Okay? Probably no president ever will again, I'd guess. Who knows? We're really spiraling. Is Ty DDoSing? I don't know what's going on. Did something happen? Because I'll tell you what, I'm not into that. Let's see here. I don't see anything of note. Nothing should be choking, so I don't know. But it is bouncing around. I was told now I updated my Unify system, and then now I can get some latency stats. So when this is over, I shall investigate. Never stated that Trump is a great guy, but also don't give a fuck. Patrick voted for Dukakis. Get him. I hope this comes back around. Is it dropping? Is it just jumpy? Is the video and audio fucked up, or is it just the video? I need to know stats. Some people saying I might be rowing. I might be running low on internet credits. That could be very true. In which case, you can support me by heading over to the store, picking up something over at nobodylikesonions.com/store. Of course, if you're an Overdose member, you'll save 15% on all merch. Follow us on Instagram, NLOnions. And very soon I'll be tweeting out a discount code. If you've been waiting to pick up some merch, that'll be a good time. Of course, you'll save more if you're an Overdose member. That's always the biggest discount. And easiest way into my dick. JK, head over to nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. Use promo code Bijou to save 20% today on Overdose just by using promo code Bijou. It's a great way to save the most money on Overdose
in the world.
Both video and audio are fucking up, Pat. Oh, man. We can try something. I'm going to cut out for a minute if we try it. Is that going to be worth it? Let's try it. I bid you farewell. We'll try this. If it doesn't work, it was nice knowing. If it doesn't work, another broadcast will pop up. You'll figure it out. Let's try it. I apologize in advance. Let's see if this works. Okay. I've changed a very big setting. Let's see what happens. So far, so good. I think we're doing okay. Are we good? Okay. And we did have, by the way, we did have a 99-cent super chat earlier. I don't know who did that. Thank you very much. It was before the show started. Michael G says, I think Patty Melt has some of the same issues most people in Vegas have, just crappy internet. The internet is awful. They came out actually and fixed some major problem in my neighborhood recently. And ever since then, things have been pretty good. But the past couple weeks have been dog shit. Picked a hell of a night to do mushrooms. All fair. But we're back now. We didn't have to change the thing or anything. So, give us a like. We deserve it. Okay, so what was I talking about? Where were we even when everything just started going to garbage and we bailed? So I went up to Wise Guys. I think is that what we're talking about? Oh, I was talking about Will Watkins. These people are just fucking unhinged. I don't know what happened. When I met and worked with Will Watkins, he was a timid guy, nerdy guy, comic book nerd guy, new comic, so unsure and wobbly. Cut to now, he's aggressive as I honestly believe steroids. He's like gotten ripped, he's constantly posting gym selfies just over and over and over. Insane. Like, that's insane behavior for a guy in his 40s. I'm sorry. And he's super like aggro dim, just virtue signaling nonstop several times a day, like conservatives, it's just like, okay. Trump supporters, one thing, rape. And it's just like, okay. Not like a fun, chill guy. And like bans anybody and kicks anybody off and deletes comments at anybody who disagrees with him. And like, lost his mind. What happens with these guys is they get so fucking tribal and delusional they lie. There was another one. I love just fucking triggering people. It's so insane. And the best way to do, like, once you're really going back and forth with them, if you can get them into a situation where you believe that where they believe you think they're racist, Sit back for one of the funnest times in your being. All right. I'm glad we're working again. I'm sorry about that. That was very embarrassing. If, by the way, and if this is what it was, the setting that I changed, then I'm an idiot, and I should be fired from my job. Where do we find this person? His name's Will Watkins. He's a comic. It's just like, okay, should we just look at his Facebook? I don't want to, I'm not trying to start shit with him. He was a friend of mine, but these people get lost. They become like subhuman. It's just fascinating to watch. And again, I've watched him do this for years. Just keep quiet about it. I don't care. It's none of my business how deranged you want to be. This is his profile photo. It's just like, this tells you everything you need to know. Like, this sums it up. It's just like, and he can't even see it, He can't even imagine what we're talking about. Dims are subhuman. Well, that's not true either. I don't know. All these fucking like millennial idiots who were turning of age when Obama came about have just turned into fucking complete intolerant pieces of shit. Like, they can't even fathom someone with another opinion, and if you are, round them up. Vegas comedy is going that way. Cork and Thorn open mic banning comedians because too many complaints from the white Seattle poets. They're like, this guy can't even fucking see it. You know what I mean? On himself. I mean, look, anybody who posts this kind of stuff, I'm sorry, like, you're mentally ill. This guy's in his 40s. And by the way, again, all the gym stuff is new. So I don't know if this is steroids or just overcompensation, or he was bullied, so now he's going to be the bully. Like, he's really a bully, man. Oh, fuck, I didn't even see this. He wrote, I don't like bullies. He is a bully, dude. So this is what we're dealing with. Like selfies like people did in 2012 when like selfies were new. Does that look like a sure guy? Like, what a great one to post. So I think Will's been on the show. I got no problem with Will. He's super left. That's fine. But it's when you become so intolerant and such a fucking head up your own ass meathead that like you can't even see it. Look at this. Like 5 hours ago, he can't stop. Trump and Biden have both ridiculed for mental decline, physical fragility, and verbal blunders. How about we come together and agree to stop electing politicians who are alive before color TV? It's like, but you were a Biden guy. But like, if we pass a law that prevents men who abuse wives and their girlfriends from getting a gun, how are we supposed to fire all cops? So he's saying all cops hit their wives and girlfriends. Popular opinions. I'm at the age where I don't recognize any new celebrities because I'm out of touch and don't know what they look like. But I also don't recognize celebrities from my youth because they're all old now. What's a movie? Then it's all about Marvel movies and stuff. Like it's all the mania is bookended by hot Marvel talk. It's very weird. It's very weird. You're going to see. It's just a perfect example, and a guy I got into it recently with. So it's like, like just somebody who does. By the way, yesterday is where we're at. So like this is nonstop for him. I don't have the mental energy to argue with you right now, I said to the voice in my head. So these people are always, another facet of these people is they're always very aware that they're mentally ill, constantly talking about their therapy and putting it out there, projecting it, that they're mentally ill, they need help, they can't even, they go to therapy, they're constantly telling people, it's like, you don't even, like, do you know how bad you look? This dude is like zipper fish. Yeah. This guy looks like a beta version of me. It's sad to see somebody who was a normal guy when you met him like do this to himself. Wait till you get to the one we had a spat over. Posting about Amber Heard. How dare Disney not let Tim Allen do this? So some political Disney. Republicans, the January 6th committee is a distraction from real issues. Also Republicans, drag queens are the greatest threat facing our nation. It's like anybody who posts constantly like conservatives do this, Republicans do this, Democrats do this, liberals do that. You're so tribal. You're broken. Stop. You're adding to it. This is what I was yelling about Chef doing. They don't even know they're doing it. They're broken foot soldiers for whatever bullshit party they're like. We're done using our brains. We're just like, yeah, I'm Team Blue. Of course. What am I, a racist? Like what? Oh, I'm Team Red. What am I, a groomer? It's like, can we stop and have a beer and talk? Ooh, it's dangerous. And now, what's his name? Curran wants to call in as if we'd ever go through that again. We learned a lot on January 6th. I'm pro-abortion. It's the one thing that prevents me from being full Republican tribal, I guess. The thing is, too, is like, in most cases, I'm for the thing that's the law. So it's like, no, we want to open borders and let anybody in. And it's like, well, that's against the law. Like, you can't do that. What are you, racist? It's like, no, we made a law that you can't just come into our country unchecked without process. Oh, so you're a racist. It's like, we've lost our minds with that shit, first of all. So, like, you can be like, the law needs a change, there should be some amnesty, yada, yada, yada. I'm all open for that kind of practical, pragmatic discussion. You think that the law doesn't matter and we should just let people in. That's insane. We're not a lawless country and world. Laws were made by cis white male. It's like, right. Sorry, we're the only ones who had get up and gumption. It's like, look, unfortunately, you are right. I'm arguing that, it's not our bad. Every civilization has subjected another part of their civilization to slavery. Every civilization that's ever existed. The worst, the British, don't get as much shit for it as Americans get. And that's insane. That's mental illness. That's self-hate. You must be a cutter. This sounds a lot like silly libertarian talk. Yeah, man, I'm all for like personal freedoms, for sure. If you ask me, I also say that we're a prosperous enough nation that we should have some sort of socialized healthcare system. So now do I sound libertarian? Now do I sound Republican? Nah, man. I'm just using my brain. It's like, it's embarrassing that like shithole countries in Europe that are part of the EU have healthcare. and take care of their people, and we don't. And honestly, that's the number one thing plaguing this nation is mental health care. I mean, so much of our problems. Whew. YouTubers are just homeless people with income. You know. Mentally ill. Men are my slaves and I never emancipate them. Couldn't agree more, Patty. Look, everything's pretty. The problem is when you. All the problems to these arguments are because one or both sides have their heads so far up their ass that they're striving for impracticalities. So when your solution is if everyone would just get vaccinated, I tune out because you're dumb. You're literally dumb. Right? Because what you're saying is if we could get everyone to agree on something, we can't. Again, we have current laws that don't allow you to strap people down and inject them. Sorry. I know you'd love that. It's scary, man. So I'm all for like people doing whatever the fuck they want. And by the way, every company that fired people or laid people up because they wouldn't get the thing they look so stupid now. It's like it looks so, oh, did everybody get it 9 times? And it doesn't fucking matter. Oh, did grandpa die in a nursing home where the average amount of time for someone to die in a nursing home is 7.5 minutes? Can we grow up a little bit and like and really talk? Or do you guys still want to go like, no, if everybody would just jump at the same time, we could knock the earth off its orbit? Okay. I thought we stopped playing that game in the sandbox, but okay. Like, I just like, but that's how we are on every issue when it comes to the bang, bang, bangs. No, we need it. There's nobody who needs one. It's like, okay, well, I'm done listening to you now. Because you're just dumb. And then if you're like, I need 97 of them in my basement, and some of them will be drone mounted, you should be on a list. But nobody will cross over on any of that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you're a tactically trained carrier of firearms and happen to be a teacher, maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for you to have one in a locked box. I don't know. You know why? We've never tried it. Why have we never tried it? Because we can't. We either have to get rid of them all, or we have to strap them to babies' fists and make sure they know how to use them by age 2. It's nuts. It's nuts. So I'm supposed to pay for somebody else's health care? Get out of town, buddy. You already do, though. You already do. So, I'd argue that we have massive tort reform when it comes to the medical industry, and we start letting doctors be doctors and stop letting them worry about being sued all the time. And the cost of all medication and healthcare will come down. There are ways to do it. There are ways to do it better, and there are ways to stop wasting money. We're nuts. We're dumb. People without insurance end up in the emergency room. You pay for their health care. Right. It all like, you know what I mean? It's like you pay for schools If you don't have children, you still pay for schools. If your house isn't on fire, you still pay for fire department. These are things that we've decided that are necessary to have a community. All of them, by the way, started privatized. Security, fire departments. You used to have to buy a plaque and have it stamped on the side of your building to show that you were covered by a private fire department. So that they know to put, if there was a fire in the area, that your building had priority to be put out. They'd let the one next door without that placard burn down. And then we decided probably we should not do that. So like we've decided that these things benefit society. It benefits society for all the children in a community to be educated. It benefits a society to have a fire department put out a fire no matter where it breaks out to save the community. It benefits a society to have parks and libraries and police and rules and roadways. So these are things you can like participate in or not. You can go buy a lot in Wyoming and put up a tent and blow away into God's green dust for all anyone give a shit. You can choose to do that. It'll be very, very cheap. You know, build yourself a tiny house and piss into a nightmare sponge. What's happening to my whole world? Everything's blinking and blocking out. Fucking hell. I think we may be hacked. This could be the beginning of the end. But the way we're going, it's all just splitting us further and further apart. I mean, the younger you get, the less tolerance you have for anything. And also, the more violence you think you should be able to use against people who disagree with you. And by the way, they'll do it under the guise of democracy. And everybody's playing this game to some degree. I don't desire to do that. And maybe it makes me unlikable and hated. I don't care. I'm not. If you're friends with everyone, you're weird, man. You're lying. There's a good percentage of people who are fucking out of their minds. Did you see our last show with Delilah? So, I'm glad that you're a glad hander and stuff. I can't do it. When are we getting to the fun stuff? Can I have a moment? Do you guys want more Will Watkins? Because we've got a lot of them. Watching people who owe me money go on vacation do you think the reason conservatives exploit Christianity so much is because Jesus is in the public domain, so they don't have to pay for the rights or ask permission from the author to alter the character? And then he'll literally get, Christianity died when Jesus did. That people going, interesting theory. Believable hypothesis. It's like, oh my God. But he deleted everybody who disagreed with him 6 years ago when Trump ran. You know what I mean? He's that much of a nut. I'm still friends with him because I don't talk a lot. And if I do, people just call me a Trump supporter. I've never voted for Trump in my life. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Guys seem unhinged. The good news, I was able to secure a mortgage for a loan. The bad news, this was the only home in my price range. The Buzz Lightyear controversy is my favorite kind of fake outrage. So he has a lot of fake outrage, but he doesn't recognize it. Artistic stuff. Ryan Gosling. So this is where we got into it. He said it'd be cool if all social media went dark for a month so we could all reset our brains. Now, he's deleted the whole thread because everybody agreed with him. I wish they should just delete it completely. Everybody had the same hot take. A month, they should just delete it completely. They should just delete. Oh, it's toxic. It's the worst. It's like, you guys are all the ones who can't stop using it. And I wrote a comment where I said, in quotes, someone should make them stop selling alcohol for a month so we can all get sober. Unquote. These are things addicts say. You should go outside and stop being online. Something like that. Paraphrasing. He's like, oh yeah, because they're totally the same thing. That's a straw man argument. And I go, no, they're not, it's not a straw man argument. It's pretty apt. Anybody of age can consume in as much quantity as they want, pretty much, alcohol or social media. I would argue that both eventually will make you so unwell that you can't function in your day-to-day life. They will eventually eat away at everything you are. Some people are able to imbibe and be completely functional and happy. They can self-regulate and balance. Some people can't. It literally makes them unwell. And while they know it, they'll talk about it and bemoan the very thing that's making them unwell. Even if it's alcohol, even if it's social media. How many times do alcoholics try to quit? They know it's making them sick. Same thing with social media. I wish they could just turn it off for a month so we could all get well in the head. That's what he's saying here. He needs to reset his brain because social media has made it hard for him. He's broken. He's admitting it. Again, mental illness. He's admitting it, proud of it almost. And I step in and say, don't speak for me. I don't need Facebook to shut itself off. You won't catch me constantly shit posting and posting embarrassing hot political takes on Facebook. You won't catch me doing it. You'll catch me roasting politically sometime over on Twitter. P-Melt. You're broken. You're taking the world too seriously. You're living in a bubble. You're self-soothing with all this victim shit. This is frankly embarrassing. I can't handle Facebook. You know. And he goes off on me and just starts posting memes saying that, you know, I can't even remember because now he's deleted the whole thing. He literally deleted the whole fucking thread. He says, oh, I thought you deleted it. It's like, what? Why would I delete it? Why would I delete it? You're screaming at me about, oh, I remember now. He went off about how social media is actually more dangerous than alcohol. And by the way, I don't have a take on that. It may be right. But he's like, social media is infecting our children with the conspiracy theories and letting crazy alt-right people do da-da-da-da. It's like, oh, again, of course, it all leads back to some crazy tribal thing. We can't let the right do this. It's like, what? I would, like, this is just real talk here. You know, I don't know who's running in 2024. It seems like it may be Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Who fucking knows? Insane. The left is really over a barrel because they know they can't run Biden again. And Biden keeps running his mouth saying, I'm definitely running. I'm definitely running. Biden keeps saying that. I'm running. It's like, bitch, you're tripping and falling. So if he doesn't run, you've got Kamala Harris, who's the first Indian woman vice president. So capable, so smart. Beloved DA. Did she have an affair with the mayor and get that job by fucking the mayor? I don't know. That's not for me to judge. Did she date Montel Jordan? Probably. These are the rumors. They can't run her. She's too dumb. She can't talk. She's dumb as fuck. So who do they run? You've got at the top of the country right now, running the country is Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi. It's like Nancy Pelosi's got the shakes like Nima. So I don't know, man. Who do we run? It's not like they have good people. Is it Beto O'Rourke and Ron DeSantis? Is that who's running? Does Gavin Newsom have the balls to try? He's not beloved, I'll tell you that. He's a robot. He can't answer questions, I'll tell you that. We're not interested in people who can answer questions anymore. We gotta. I was never a political guy. I don't know what's happened since Trump got elected. Like, no one has to like answer questions anymore, and everybody's just cool with it. It's weird, right? So, like just an example, and this would be a very simple exchange in the 90s when I was growing up and old enough to pay attention. Biden said in a speech recently that inflation is worse everywhere else in the world but America. Okay. Now, it turns out he got fact-checked on that, and there's like 14 countries, developed countries, with lower inflation than the United States. France, Germany, China, Saudi Arabia, a lot of countries. Canada, United Kingdom, I don't know what. Like those kind of countries. So in a press conference, the new LGBTQ, the first one, so brave, press secretary got asked, why did Biden say this is the question, by the way. It's not a hard one. And the answer is, oh, he fucked up. Sorry about that. We're actually 15th. Out of 220 countries, not bad. Next question. Like, that's the answer. We fucked up. It's not literally worse everywhere. Most places. Next question. That's how easy that would be. But I got to ask, why did Biden say inflation is worse everywhere else than here? This bitch tap danced around for 17 minutes just going like, well, what he meant was, the sentiment was that this is a global problem. We're coming out of a worldwide pandemic, as you know, and after the pandemic, with the financial aid released by the previous administration, we're coming out of a global. So this is a global crisis and a problem that every country is facing. It's like, none of that's the answer to the question. But they don't have to answer questions anymore. No one does. And by the way, I understand this started with Trump. But now, because we like Biden, because we don't. Why do we like Biden? We like Biden because we hate Trump. Okay. But it turns out he's a blubbering, incompetent old man who refuses to take a competency test, by the way. I still understand the clapping still. Like, this is a clusterfuck of monumental proportions. And everybody's just cool with, like, no law anymore. No rules. Like, okay, then I'll tell you what you're definitely not going to do. Take everyone's guns. Like, are you out of your mind? Everybody's going to go nuts. A server? Windows aren't letting. Bernie would have he's too old now. It's all too old. They need new blood, man. And the problem is, the only people who would want to do this job are mentally ill. I mean, Landry was going to run for city council in Tulsa again, you know, and made a long post. I'm not going to do it. I filled out the application, just decided for my mental health I shouldn't do it. It's like, this is who runs, though, borderline people. He ran for it before, and he has breakdowns all the time. These are unstable fucks. They want to lead. They're delusional. They think they know what's best for everyone. I'm telling you, I don't care who the fuck you vote for. Be wary of people who know what's best for you. Oh, classic Patrick. I'm not going to listen to a doctor, huh? On the contrary, that's who knows what's best for me. Physically. And by the way, if I hear something crazy from a doctor, I'm going to be skeptical and go ask another doctor. Sure. Somebody tells me I have cancer, I'll probably ask another guy. Somebody tells me I need a new roof, I'll probably ask another guy. 'Cause no duh. No duh. Get it together, everybody. And if you find yourself constantly posting things about the liberals or the Republicans or the Democrats or the conservatives, if you constantly find yourself posting political memes, knock it the fuck off. You're ruining it all. Knock it off. Are you getting paid? Stop worrying about what other people fucking think. Again, I'd argue that if Trump somehow could, I'm never getting monetized on this episode, can somehow get himself elected again, he deserves it. And I should ask you the question, why did he get so many votes? What aren't you seeing that the majority of people did? I don't get it. Knock it off. Knock it off. Patrick's campaign slogan, I'm not sure what to do. Did you get the vaccine, Melton? Yes, I did. And I got COVID, so I'm good now. Either way, we're fucked. Neither side is working for the people. It's all just they package bullshit. Yeah, but it's like I've never seen more dumb people get wrapped. It's literally like, go find your friend on your timeline who has the frame on their Facebook. What is it now? What's the one everybody has now? I don't even know. Couldn't tell you. I imagine it's election stuff or it's Ukraine or whatever it is. Find your person with that. Oh, Pride. It'll be Pride, right? So go find the person with the Pride frame around their thing and like click through their profile pictures. It's just, you'll go back. It'll be Pride. It'll be BLM. It'll be American Asian Appreciation Month. It'll be blacked out for Black Lives. It'll be get vaccinated. We can do this together. You know what I mean? Like they just want to be, they're lonely. It's the people who hang out at Ty's open mic. It's just like lonely. No one at that open mic is under the delusion that that's helping them get good at comedy. Ty's open mic. It's awful. It's depressing. It's demeaning. It's abusive. So, like, if you're really trying to get good at comedy, you're not waiting up till 11 p.m. to go hang out down there and do a set. In the same vein, what are you up to with all your profile filters? Knock it off. You do you. If asked, give your opinion. If not asked, don't. By the way, I understand you're allowed to do it. Do it. I don't care. I like to know who the fucking mushy nuts are. I got vaccinated. Everyone, they told you constantly, don't post pictures of your vax card. Every fucking sheep still, I got vaxxed. I got vaxxed. I got vaxxed. It's like, wow. The drive to be part of the group is so much stronger than my fucking identity being stolen. Sunday Funday still on at Noreen's tonight. If you want to go up 32nd, you can still get up there. My pee-pee is hard. That shit was horrible. The next comic. I don't know who a Mersh is. Great example. Who was in Thai Circle? Bruce Leonard. I don't know who that is. The numbers keep fluctuating from 19 to 30. Yeah, they always do. Sunday Funday. Wish I could have called in. I'm a mushy nut. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. People who are like into posting about it all constantly are like, and when I say constantly, I mean, these people are not, they don't take a break. They're broken. They're Looney Toony. You know, say whatever you want about me. I take days off. I don't give a fuck. Oh, God, because I worked down at the Jif plant. Everything just got contaminated. And now we're up to our fucking eyeballs in Crunchy. So I went down to Wiseman's Comedy Club. Wisecrackers, what's it called? So I heard it was like Ty's second time hosting. I think I'll sign up for the open mic. I'm tired of getting the stink eye from open micers, by the way. Come up and say hi to me. Just be friendly. I don't know who's nice and who's not, and I'm not abusive. So like if people don't want a part of me, I don't know. I assume no one wants to talk to me. I'm a loser. I don't want to be aggressive or abrasive to anybody else. I'm not trying to start anything. So I don't really approach people other than people I know are friendly. I hung out with Chris Waldeck the other night. Lovely man. Shared a drink with him. But if you're a friendly, come over and say hi, I'm a friendly. If you see me out, you know. I get stink-eyed from everybody. I'm a nice man. I have problems with two people in town, okay? Idiots that, you know, we don't talk or fist fight or anything. It's fine. So, yeah, I think I'll go up and do the open mic. From what I understand, it's not like Ty's domain. He's not like the guy there or anything. He just goes up there and kind of like he's the senior comic up there. So everybody kind of like gets out of his way. But let's go up and stir it up. And I hear like a lot of comics. So I was talking to Brad Goulby, His Highness. And he was saying, like, you know, people don't go up there and hang out because Ty's up there and it's kind of toxic. He does. He's like yelling at comics constantly up there. And by the way, no one would dare really snap back at Ty. And if they do, he usually can bury them with racial stereotypes. I'll go start sticking up for comics at a minimum. I'll just start going up there on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, whenever it is, and stick up for comics. And why don't the comics who don't like Ty start taking that room back? Because I'll tell you what, it's the only club in town he's still allowed to perform at. And from what I understand, he doesn't have his fangs in there. So let's go take it back. I'm up for it. Tuesday and Wednesday nights. It's during the week. Easy peasy. Thursday night, we make fun of his open mic live stream. What's it like to have 5 times the people on my live stream making fun? 5 times his live audience and streaming audience, by the way. God, that was fun. Wow. Interrupted his whole show to insult my fiance and thought it was a W. Woo. Won't dare bring it up on his podcast, though, huh? Let's take a look at Ty's latest show.
Is this it?
Let's put a pin in that real quick.
Hey Ty, it's
it's me, Irma. Hey, I'm calling or I'm texting or I'm messaging with some unfortunate news. I did see the video, the whole thing that happened at Wise Guys and stuff, and
Wise Guys, that's it.
So, because of that, just because of the video itself and what I saw and stuff, I'm going to take back my offer as far as having you host the Chingona show, because I just think that is just too fresh.
This is our friend Irma Ruiz.
Empowering women, and I didn't like some of the stuff that was on it. So that's my own decision that I'm making. You know, it took me a while to think about it, and this is the decision that I'm coming to. So I'm sorry for taking up that date from you that Saturday.
Where is he living that it's by the highway? Did you hear this truck just drive by? He's got to be in a bad way. I'm telling you, if he's not in a Siegel Suites, I'll slit my wrists. Listen to that truck rumble in the background. Holy shit. You shouldn't be able to pick up that kind of a rumble. Listen.
So that's my own decision that I'm making. You know, it took me a while to think about it, and this is the decision that I'm coming to. So I'm sorry for taking up that date.
Wow.
That Saturday.
He knows it's embarrassing too. Look at his
I know
face.
it's an inconvenience.
They're gonna find out I live in the bad part of town.
So that's just the way it is. Sorry. So all right, Ty. I'll see you later. Bye.
Just to start off, this is Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world.
In the world.
That was Irma Ruiz, who's been a friend of mine for a while. I have no hard feelings towards Irma, but I will tell you guys the way that situation went down and why I really don't care anyway. Last Saturday night when I was on my way back from Sacramento.
Have you ever seen a guy make more videos about things he doesn't care about? I always have to do 30-minute cope sessions about not caring. I'm constantly forced with editing together graphic slideshows about things I couldn't give less F's about. Okay. He's by the railroad tracks, probs.
I got a message from Irma on Facebook saying, hey, I need to
Imagine
talk
your
to
name
you.
being
And so I was like,
Irma.
okay. And I was like, well, you can hit me up now. We're on the road, but, you know, I have some time to talk now. And so she hits me up. She goes, all right, then I'll call you right now. She calls me. We're at a truck
Hard
stop,
swallows. All these guys constantly, when they're recounting something they have to lie about on the fly, unconscious hard swallows where they have to do that because what it's doing is buying them time. Their body's doing it without them even fucking noticing it. Give us a like.
Bruce Leonard had stopped for some gas. So we're at a truck stop somewhere in the middle of I don't know where. And Irma tells me that the ticket sales aren't going well.
Always looking off to the left. Always looking off to the left. Somebody Google what looking to the left while telling a story means. I don't know, but he's always looking that way.
And that she wanted to know if I would host the show last
Always
minute.
doing that, right? You can find it in every video.
And I was like, I'll check the date and see if I'm open because it was for today, this Saturday. So if you guys have a chance and you want to go to the show, check it out. I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't. I don't have anything against Irma. But I do think it's silly of her to hit me up asking her to do her a favor. And literally what I told her was, I'll check the dates. That's what I said first. And then I changed
That's
it
what I
to,
said
as she was telling
first.
me about the way things were going, that I know I'm not on the road next week. So anything I would have would be a local gig. So if I have anything, I'll go ahead and cancel it and just do your show because I was trying to help her out.
Lots of local gigs.
For tickets, then I know that the Vegas locals are going to pay. And so I told her, can we drop the ticket prices for my people at least? I mean, as far as what you're doing on your end, if you think that that's a good strategy, have at that. But can we drop it for my people? And I was going to hit people up person to person. I hit a couple of people up person to person, but nobody had confirmed. And
He
so,
also, maybe he should take, a Toastmasters class or something. Brevity is the soul of wit, Shakespeare. And it's very, very odd to me. Again, everybody sucks this guy's dick so much. Again, give me the joke that you remember of his. It's like, mwah. No, they're all like stories about him being gay and promiscuous. That's why it's funny. I'm not saying he doesn't do well or get laughs. He's not a good joke writer. He's certainly not quick-witted, and everything he does have off the cuff is nothing but stereotypical garbage. 100%. It's all it is. He has sassy mean mode and stereotype garbage mode. There's no like real great writing or some great comedy mind at work here. So come on. Again, how many of these podcasts have we watched? What's funny? You're a comic? You never even accidentally funny. Cracks himself up a lot, you know, spitting through his hot dog lips. You know, but that's ridiculous. You got to grow up at some point.
For me, it's like, don't hit me up making it sound like you're firing me from a job that I never asked for. You asked me to do you
Tommy,
a favor.
what up?
I said I would do you that favor. And that's
Tommy
the way it
NC
worked out.
2010.
You can call me Nannerpuss, and guess what? I love Nanner.
Posting so much content, and I do all of my recording and editing in the middle of the night because that's usually when I feel like talking. And so I haven't been sleeping a regular schedule. I sleep during the day. I wake up.
He's
in the
not
evening.
sleeping.
I woke up on that day. I saw Irma.
His mind must be worried about 9 things. Plus,
I don't really
constant
listen to
trucks
the voice
outside.
memo on Facebook, and I don't really listen to voice memos because I feel like if people want me to see things, then they'll just send it to me in text, and I'll know what it is they're saying right then. But like I said,
This is a great point. I mean,
whatever, you know. I'll
look,
talk to her
when
I
people
talk
want
to
to point to like he is a good joke writer, CF makes his point. CF is a Thai guy, I think, but he makes points for me all the time. He goes, he should write more. Thursday was a missed opportunity. Yeah, I advertised that show. I'm sorry, I just took a big drink and now I'm burping. I advertised that show 2 days early, okay? 2 days early. He knew it was coming. He thought of one joke that wasn't even about me, by the way. I guess 2 jokes. He said, my fiance looks like Rick Moranis. And then he said, congrats, Patrick. You finally found somebody as ugly as you. And then he dropped the mic and sashayed off stage. Like, that was literally it. There's a comedian watching us live online right now with 6 times the number of streamers watching. Audience members, I don't know metrics. And I just want to say, he got engaged recently. Sick burn. His fiance's ugly. Woo. Never heard it. By the way, like, calling people ugly is so easy. You know, it's all his tricks are easy. Fat, ugly. You rarely hear me, you know, of course we're going to make some fucking gay jokes when it comes to Ty Rivera. Is it gay? Of course. We'd be doing our comedy a disservice not to. His gayness, his constant, you know, cutting of himself, tattooing of himself, fillers, injections, Botox, droopy eyes, you know, all the problems anybody could have. You don't think I'm fucking aware when I get high, one of my eyes fucking just starts swelling up and closing like I'm allergic to weed? It ain't great looking. You're aware, like, sometimes I fucking have breakouts on my face and I'm in my 40s. You think I'm not aware of that? Okay, moving on. How's your brain? We're all fucking human. And you know what you won't find me ever doing? Having meltdowns about personal interactions with people. Ew. Tommy, what's your IQ? Did you go to normal classes in high school or special ones with other like-minded children? Oh, Tommy, you want to call in? I would love for you to call in, Tommy. Go ahead. Our Skype is open for you, Tommy, anytime. You know that. You're welcome here. You're a friend of the show. A womp bop a loop bop a womp bam boozled. Would you like to play Bamboozled? It's a jelly bean game with okay. All right.
How are you doing, man?
What's up, Tommy? Can you turn your phone? Can we get a landscape?
Like this?
Oh boy, that's just there we go. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And
how you doing, man? How you been doing?
Well, I'm great. I hope you're great. You look good.
You know,
Congrats on being a happy Father's Day.
Yeah, partially. I've been enjoying Father's Day. You know, I wish my biological father a happy Father's Day. And
is this your second year? Is this your second year without your dad?
Yeah.
So remember I told you a long time ago, it's not that you ever forget him or that it stops hurting, but it does get a little easier as time goes. You find a way, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, I've gotten to the fact that he's gone, and, you know, he's in his place and I'm in my place, and, you know, I still cope with it. You know, it's still hard for me, but I just get along and do what I can.
Yeah, I get you. So what's up? What have you been doing? What's new with you?
I hit 10K on TikTok recently.
Is that a big metric for you? What kind of plaque do you get from TikTok? Just
nothing. It was a big goal of mine to hit 10K on TikTok, and I've been doing TikTok for a while, and it was funny. It was actually McJuggernuggets. It actually got me on the
I'm
platform.
Sorry, who?
McJuggernuggets. He's a
Juggernaut.
The Psycho series, like, you know, you never saw that?
No, I don't watch. I don't have a TV.
He was on YouTube. He was like a big YouTuber, and like, of course, all his content is fake. But the thing is, like, he was this dude that made up this whole entire series, had his family pretend to be in a divorce, and, you know, his father breaking his stuff. You disrespected me! You know, like, every single time. He's like, Dad, I just want to be a gamer! That's all! Like, for instance, like, Kid Behind the Camera. Kid Behind the Camera, him and his dad used to get together, and, of course, I don't know if that was fake or not, but Angry Grandpa would break Michael's stuff. You know, may he rest in peace. Angry Grandpa, you know, he passed away a while back ago from cancer. May he rest in peace.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
You've never heard of the Green family, like Kid Behind the Camera, Angry Grandpa?
No. Hey, when are you going to get off YouTube and get a job?
I have a job, dude.
What's your job? I didn't know this.
I'm not going to share that with you because I like to keep that private, honestly.
Oh, you have like a real day job that's unrelated to this?
Yes, I have a real day job. You know, I just rather not share.
What's the field that it's in? You don't have to say anything about where.
It's just I go there, I work, and I get a paycheck, and I go home. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it sitting or standing?
Standing, but, you know, I'm not going to say what my job is because...
You're a salesperson.
No.
You're a sales associate.
No.
You're a cashier.
No.
You sell hats.
I told you again, man, I'm not going to tell you what I do for work, okay?
You're a salad bar security guard.
Oh, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
You Victoria's Secret restocker?
You know, I don't know if I told you this, but
Probably not.
for a while there, I was going to the Comedy Store and doing stand-up comedy. I don't know if you had heard, but I was doing some stand-up comedy. I was trying to.
The Comedy Store in L.A.?
No, the Comedy Store, like out in Nashville, the One Stop. I went out there and did some stand-up and stuff like that for a while.
Wow. Okay.
Go on my channel. I've been for a while there. I was uploading some stand-up and doing that kind of stuff. That was the only stuff I really could put out. Was honestly putting out was my stand-up. Honestly.
Tommy, honestly, we're getting some comments in the chat complaining about how unlevel your photos are in the back.
What do you mean?
I mean, those framed photos up there, they're not level.
Well, you know, I put them up myself, so like, I don't have the most level eye sometimes. So, you know,
well, Tommy, you know, you got to get a level and hang them level.
Well, if people have a problem with that, they could just go. Honestly.
Well, Tommy, you're never going to be able to get a girl over there. You got a girlfriend?
No, I don't. Still single.
What if we hook you up with a hooker?
No, thank you. I'm good, man.
Have you ever smoked weed?
No.
Would you be willing to?
No.
Why are you okay with alcohol and not weed?
I mean, I mean, I don't drink. I mean, I've drank in the past, and I'm careful now how I drink alcohol. Monitorized.
What if you just do like one blunt a day? I prefer not to. I prefer to keep my brain normal. What if we raise a lot of money for a charity to get you high one time only?
Oh, you're funny.
What about like cancer research or something?
I want to share a conspiracy theory with you.
Oh boy, here we go. This is going to be about Antifa. Go ahead.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh yeah, I've been watching your nut comments.
Well, I think that Antifa is with and a lot of people may jump on my case, but I think that Antifa is working with Black Lives Matter, and that's why when all those riots happened, Antifa was with Black Lives Matter, tearing things up. It wasn't Black Lives Matter; it was Antifa, but they made it look like it was Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter was busy buying houses in the Hollywood Hills.
But that's the reason why I don't, I support black people's rights and stuff like that.
The reason is because of the fires.
But that's a terrorist organization in this country.
Just so you know, you never have to call into this show to say you support black people. We're going to assume that about everybody, okay? That's insane.
Well, I support black people. I just don't support the organization as Black Lives Matter because...
Who was asking, Tommy? Tommy, who was asking? Who asked? Who asked if you support Black Lives Matter?
No one. I just
go around telling people you don't?
Yeah, because they support a terrorist organization.
Who's they? Antifa. Nobody cares. Nobody in the real world cares. It's only nuts like you walking around talking about it.
I'm not a nut. I'm normal.
Okay. This is insane.
Yeah.
People want to know if you oppose cancer.
I think that I do. I think cancer is wrong, and I think that we need to put a stop to it. And I think there is a cure out there, and I think honestly, I've recently come to the conclusion that the big chemo industry is trying to keep quiet on the cure of cancer because they want to keep making money, and their cure is already there, but the chemo industry doesn't want that cure because they still want people to pump the poisons in their body. And some people survive from, chemo. But I think the big chemo industry is keeping the cure for cancer quiet because they want to keep making money. That's my conspiracy.
Well, I don't know. You make a lot of great points.
I through all my father's treatments and watching him, it really tore my heart out watching him go from being this strong dude to literally nothing, skin and bones. And
I was the same way. My dad died within 3 months of being diagnosed. He lost so much weight. I couldn't believe he shriveled up, and he literally turned into my grandpa in front of my eyes. So I get it, man. You're talking to somebody who gets it, but I'm coming up. I'm 18 years without my dad. So I'm way further down the road than you. You'll get here. I'm not saying that's a good thing that you'll hurt less, but in the proportion of your life that you don't have him will grow. And it's not that you don't miss him and stuff, but life goes on. He would want you to go on. He'd want you to be happy and have a good life. You know that?
Is it wrong for me to be angry?
Wow.
What?
Stop being angry. Yeah. It's wrong. I'm sorry. What are you saying?
I'm trying to figure out if there's this mental thing wrong with me that I'm angry at a professional wrestler for still being alive because he survived cancer and my father didn't.
Wait, who's still alive?
Roman Reigns.
Who's that?
Man, no, he's a professional wrestler in the WWE. And
okay, well, this is crazy. I mean, you're just crossing two of your worlds for no reason. You are asking me to seriously. Your question to me is there something wrong with my brain because I'm mad that a wrestler's still alive and my dad's dead? Yeah, there's something wrong, Tommy. Let it go. Weren't your family Christians? You might not be a hardcore Christian, but weren't your family Christians?
Baptist,
okay, so not really Christian, but Christian adjacent. We used to say, I was a Nazarene, Tommy. We used to say, where liars and sinners go? To the Baptist church down the street.
Ha ha.
That was a good church joke back when I was growing up. Anyway, now that I've grown up and started using my brain and realized Jesus isn't real. Actually, Jesus may have been real, they're saying historically. But either way, he didn't have a sky daddy, and there's no book that tells us all how to be a people. I mean, there's tons of books, but they're all at Barnes and Nobles. The point is, God's fake. Get over it. You got to be a man. You got to stick up for yourself. Look, don't get mad.
I have to disagree with you on that, but whatever.
You have conspiracy theories about made up situations. You're not allowed to then just tell me you got to have faith in a sky god. I'm a horrible person, and look at me. I'm doing great.
That means you're an atheist.
I'm not. I'm agnostic because, and by the way, honestly, everyone's agnostic. Nobody knows jack shit. And if they do, they're labeled a nut. You answer me this question. How's Jesus even supposed to come back? Who's going to believe him? There's 700 people on the planet right now who claim to be Jesus. You're missing out, Tommy. What if you're not at his feet right now washing them?
Because he hasn't come back yet. So
how do you know? Have you talked to all 700 of those people and let them lay hands on you? God knows there's enough of you.
Half of those people say they're Jesus. They're on drugs. That's the thing.
Okay, so there's 700 people who think they're Jesus, and you said half of them are on drugs. Okay, what about the other 350?
Who knows?
But you're writing them off. So this is what I'm asking you. When Jesus comes back, how are you even going to know about it? You don't believe any of them.
I believe in Jesus Christ as my savior, so that's the bottom line.
What, are you going to ask him for his papers? How are you going to know Jesus when you see him? He's going to blend in like a homeless.
All I'm going to say is we'll know when we'll know. You know?
No, these are things madmen say, Tommy.
No, these are the things that you say that you are trying to, like, disprove.
Tommy, you don't know. You admitted yourself you have a tough time telling what's level.
Huh.
Do you know what I mean? So apologies if we're not going to follow you into the theological Faraday's cage that is, you'll know when you'll know. You know, that's an insane cop-out. How does a pilot know when a plane's going fast enough to take off? You know when you know. He has a speedometer, Tommy. Physics. Do you think he's ever worried about running into Jesus's house up there in the clouds? No, he's not. You know why? No one's ever seen it. It's on a gingerbread hill in Hollywood Town in the Highlands. By the way, you know what? I created a planet full of people, and I want to be lording it over them. I'd be down there every day. And by the way, how good is this guy? Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays. Do you think that's something a benevolent creator would do? You fucked up, God. You fucked up. That chicken deserves to be in everybody's mouth 24/7. Patrick is an atheist but doesn't want to commit to a position on anything. No, I'm not an atheist. Like I think there is no God, but prove me wrong and I will happily change my mind. What drives me nuts is you're running around with conspiracy theories that you have no proof of, and one of them is Christianity. Show me the ark. Where's the ark? And who's been paying the slip fees? You had a lot to say about how there's two genders and Antifa's up to burning Wendy's down. But, you don't have nothing to say when I'm like, show me the footprints when he was carrying me.
There is only two genders.
There's only two genitals.
Two genders, male and female.
You should see some of the key parties I've seen. What?
There's only two genders, male and female, and that's it. You either have a penis or a vagina, and that's it. That's my what I think about that.
You could have both or none.
What?
There are a few people who are born with both or none, a very, very small percentage.
Google's already dunked in this because I asked Google how many genders there were, and it counted off like 4 or 5, and I'm like, oh my God.
I've never seen someone become such a full-blown dad without having children.
What?
Good point. Hey, Tommy, it's been great talking to you.
Hey, you have a great day, Mr. Patrick Melton.
He's very upset now that I
remember always to watch No One Likes Rotten Onion with Patrick Melton, the stand-up comedian, failing stand-up comedian, but funny as always.
Wow, hot
No One
takes.
Likes Rotten Onions.
God is fake. Patrick, like 2 minutes ago. Yeah. I think there's no God. That means you're an atheist. What's the definition of an agnostic? Because let me just say something. I don't know who CF is, but I've never, like, he's the guy in the movie that would, like, come on, guys, follow me immediately, like in the beginning, and then just, like, immediately run off a cliff or into a wall. He's like an idiot. But the word is toxic, so people bitch out about it? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You think atheist is toxic? You're dumb. Everybody's atheist. Okay. So, by your own definition, you said an agnostic is someone who doesn't know if there's a God. I said, so under your definition, I'm both. Because you said, you just said you think there's not a God. Duh, you're an atheist. I also said, I don't know. So by your definition, that means I'm agnostic. So which is it, dummy? Because you just made yourself look stupid. You're this guy all the time, by the way. And maybe nobody's ever told you. This is your vibe all the time. Actually, and then wrong. All the time. That's the vibe you put out. In our chat, at least. Week after week after week. Everything you put out is weak. Atheist is someone who doesn't believe. Yeah, I don't believe. And I don't know. Those are two things that can coexist. If you came over to my house and asked me, before I opened my eyes and saw you, do I think you're taller or shorter than 5'4"? I'd say, I think you're shorter, but I don't know. Then I'd open my eyes and we'd all laugh about how you're actually 5'7". Do you not understand? He goes, that's everyone. Okay. Then it needs to be adjusted. Because I fit both your definitions, dummy. I'm Team CF. Patrick, you're going the Charles Darwin route. He claims he's an atheist and agnostic. I'm just straight agnostic down the line. Well, I mean, you have an opinion. I would argue that the opinion is where the atheism comes in. The agnostic is everyone. No one fucking knows that we know of, by the way. So actually, I'm agnostic. I don't know if anyone knows. Someone on Earth may know what's going on in this version of the simulation. You know, I'm not saying that. But no one knows. So in some way, we're all agnostic. Tommy has a different opinion. He thinks there is a man. I think there's not a man. Richard Dawkins. Yeah. You're fucking slow, is what he said. Okay, CF, I'm telling you right now that we've watched you fumble over your goddamn self about 38 times in the past year, okay? You're a behind the times, out of it guy. A lot. So I still don't understand what you're sticking your finger up and being right about is. Atheist is someone who doesn't believe. It's like, yeah, I don't believe. I'm an atheist. An agnostic is someone who doesn't know. Yeah, I don't know. So you're saying, what's your fucking point? What is your fucking point? You're the one who sent us down this retard cul-de-sac of logic. So this is how dumb this guy is. Patrick is taking the scenic route to my point. I spoke exactly what the fuck I meant and said about 15 minutes ago on the phone with Tommy. I said, I don't think that there is, but I don't know. And I said, and no one knows. So we're all kind of agnostic, really. How in the fuck are you am I getting to your point? All you've done is fucking validate me, motherfucker. Yes, they can't exist. The Pope doesn't know there's a God. He believes there is. You don't know there's a God. You believe there isn't. Right? How are you fucking catching up to me now? You're dumb, dude. You're dumb. This is all what I first said. Like, fuck, what are you saying? Like, no one's that dumb. You can't be that dumb. Like, finally, Patrick's getting my point. It's like, what? You may be the most retarded person we've ever had in here. Don't forget, when you met us, you liked Ty and thought he had his head screwed on straight. You're fucking out of it and slow, bro. Don't come in here and try to fucking tell me I'm catching up to you, motherfucker. I said one sentence that encapsulated all this 15 minutes ago. You're an out of it. Back to Ty, guys. We got a lot of Ty. I don't I want everyone here to have fun, but don't try to gaslight me into what the fuck is happening in my own chat. Wind it back, bitch. You're fucking out of it.
So then
let's get back to why he hates Irma.
Ocha, and she comes in, and I knew she was going to be in town, so we greeted her like Norm from Cheers. It was just a big like, "What's up, Irma?" Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing from the mic. And I wasn't thinking anything. I just thought maybe she showed up to do stage time, or maybe she showed up to say hi. Irma's a comic, so if Irma decides to show up, she just shows up. And we were going to ask her if she wanted some stage time. So then I'm walking in the back of the room, which is where Irma is, and Irma is...
He's so bad at telling stories, too. He's like, Irma's a comic, so she just comes or she doesn't come. Like, if she wants to do comedy, she'll come, and if she doesn't want to do comedy, she won't come. He's so bad at narrating any type of story. You guys hate me because I embellish too much. I go on too many side tangents. But that's my job. My job is to talk. My job's to get in yelling matches in between with CF. Just lighthearted rabble rousing with the boys. Okay?
I don't like the look of it.
Fun stuff. No one's really mad or upset. No one's carrying it with them. He's so bad at telling stories. He embellishes stuff, but it's just like motor functions every human knows how to do. I wanted coffee, so I opened up the cabinet and I grabbed the coffee. I just took my hand and closed it around the cup until it was firm enough to be able to keep grasp of it. And then I used it to go over to where the coffee is, and I grabbed the carafe and poured myself. It's like, okay, this is not the part we need colored in. Fuck. And by the way, at least, make it fucking weird if you're going to just narrate life functions. It's bad enough when you explain to us a thing that you just grasped as an adult. I love when he's just like, what I realize is that when people say things about you, you really don't have control over it. It's like, okay, thanks, 60-year-old. Fuck. If your 5-year-old doesn't know that, you've fucked up. It's going to be a rough world for them. They'll be like CF, where they're living in a bubble of thinking everyone's finally catching up to them. Meanwhile, this guy fucking allergic to peanuts. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't know why. I know he's allergic to peanuts. It's a sign of weakness in my world. Michael G, and the temperature was like 90 degrees, and I like vodka, but that night I was in the mood for whiskey, so I ordered a whiskey, and there was a dog in the corner. Anyway, back to Irma. Right, exactly. I wonder why this guy liked Ty. He really broke it down idiot proof. I don't want people who like this kind of stuff watching me. It brings the IQ of my whole world down. I don't need slow idiots listening to this. Beat it. God. Like this, go listen to Ty. You want a guy who's marking up his face to be liked.
is like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? I need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. And so I was like, let's just go talk over here. And I take her to like a quiet area of the restaurant. And she was like, I just listened to your podcast, Papacito. It's just too much. Like, I just listened. And I'm just like, I'm trying to run a show right now. Like, leave it in the comments. I don't care about talking about this right now, but I'm trying to keep my face like somewhat like I give a fuck. But I don't. I don't care about your opinion on my podcast right now. I'm trying to run a show. And we give $75 away, sometimes $50 because I wasn't in town, but now it's back to $75. And so I have to pay attention to comic set. So I would rather do that than listen to whatever you're talking about right now. Like, whatever you're talking about is not important to me in the least. Not even a little bit. I don't care
In the world.
about your show. I don't care about your opinions on my show. You pay for none of the production. You pay for none of the editing. You're not part of any of the creative process. So why am I hearing your opinions right now on my podcast? But like I said, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be like, okay, whatever it is, it is. And I thought she was going to tell me she already.
This is insane behavior by Irma. Irma goes up to this open mic and starts yelling at Ty about something on his podcast and telling him he's off her chingona show. I don't know what a chingona is. I don't even know if it's racist for me to say that word. I guess it's just another word for Mexicans. I don't know. And also, Eric Stone makes a great point. Why wouldn't you just tell this person at this time? Yeah, it's like I get in interactions with people all the time. I had a big misunderstanding the other day with a man. You don't need to know about it. It's not important. Patrick, you tell us unimportant things all the time. I weave beautiful stories, and you're lucky to hear them. So keep the money coming in. Join the overdose. It's not a sin. I don't believe in sins, but if there is a sin, it's you not joining the overdose. By the way, this will cut out and go to the overdose at some point. So no matter what Kern tells you, there's plenty of overdose content. Join the feed. Just because he can't figure out how to join doesn't mean you can't. Head on over, save 20%, promo code Bijou. Irma's comedy is an endless stream of Mexican buzzwords. Papito, mommy, coño, mamacita. See, this is stuff you're allowed to pipe up about, CF. This is stuff you can provide interesting, but you've seen her. I haven't. She's like 80. Irma. It's literally like a joke name for old women. She's very nice. She's part of this problem, though, around this city of like comics doing nothing but flexing. Like she's running her own show, Chingona Comedy, $15 tickets at some bar. All these guys run $15 ticket shows at bars, $20 tickets at bars. And it's like, no one's coming to see you open micers do a show at bars. It's always like just a million names you've never fucking heard of, even on the local scene. I'm shocked almost daily by a new flyer. By the way, I'll never understand it. It's a rule in every comedy group. Don't post flyers for shows here. This is for comics. If you have a gig, work for somebody, fine. Post the gig. Don't post, I'm doing a show, come to it here. They all have that rule, and they all allow it. And by the way, that's what half the posts are. And I don't want to say it, but it does all turn into just Black Comedy Night posters. It all just goes that way. Just like every good YouTube video ends up in an argument about Hitler. We have to charge, Patrick. You won't do free shows. How else will we ever see you perform? I did a free show at Fitzy's. What are you talking about? I got paid for that show. You think the only source of money at bar shows comes from the audience? You're a dumb guy. You're either lying or you're dumb. You're either out of it as fuck or you're dumb. Like, do you know in some ways you know the comedy world very well, and then it's like, oh, you don't even know how they make money? Ugh, like, I can't. We might have to restrict your chats. We might have to do it. I don't know another answer. I can't have you like piping up with dumb garbage all the time. That's such a dishonest, dumb comment. Like, are you interested in anything or not? Because you're the guy I was talking about earlier, who's now just not interested in intellectually honest conversation. How will we ever see you perform? You won't, by the way. You won't. You don't get to. You're the guy hiding behind initials on the internet who's into Ty Rivera. I don't think we have anything else to talk about. You're an easily captured. You're one of the guys that gets stuck in everybody's net, and I don't know why you're stuck in mine. Swim on, fella. Swim on. We loved having you while you were here. Thanks for all the fish. It's getting weird now. Oh, look at this. I'm still on the vocalizer. And I will always love you. That's nice. Never really had that in my life before. Okay. I don't know why we're yelling at CF. That was inappropriate. I apologize. Back to this man who we really need to focus on and not how out of it CF is. Okay?
Already told me that she was probably going to lose money on it. She pretty much was guaranteed to lose money on it. And so
this is my point. They're all losing money. I mean, this chick lives in San El Paso. Like, they're all driving around pretending to be comics, and it's nuts. He's like, no one's making money. I'll see, okay, like, it's Kool-Aid, Adam Dominguez, A Miracle, and two other comics, one night only, 7 hours from here. And it's like, who's making the money? Like, who's making money on this trip? No, we all come home with $23. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Please tell me. Please tell me. What do you get out of riding that? This is a whole day of your life now. Let's say you all made $100, which I know isn't true. I'd slit my wrists on it. 5 comics, 7 comics, you're all making $100. Nope. I know the budgets of these places. So, like, are people just going to do a set at this place and writing 5 hours each? It's nuts. Can we buy some money to make a miracle? To buy a miracle, a few more chords. On Thursday, CF was in Ty's chat, gassing him up, saying, I know you can destroy these guys, meaning Patrick and Delilah. Yeah, we were telling him to do that. But this is my point, too, and Eric made it earlier. Ty had 2 days to prepare. He thought of one joke that bombed, ran off, and never brought me up again. The dude can't talk about me. He can't say shit. Patrick, you wouldn't get it. You're not a road comic. It's like, I've done all that. I did all that. Like, I don't need to go do that anymore to validate myself. I really don't. Do I think I'm the best comic in Vegas? Probably fucking not. I'm definitely not even the best I've ever been. I'm rusty as fuck. Can I get up without doing comedy for months and blow most of yous out of the water? You're goddamn right. Even when people try to get me drunk. So, I don't need to. I could come out of the coffin more polished than you and kill faster and easier. So the producers around town are waking up. They want a good guy on their show. They put me on their show. I'm professional. I come. I do my time. I don't start shit at shows. Everybody knows that. And I think I'm going to start going down and doing the wiseacres, wise thickens. I'll start going down there and doing that open mic, I think, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And just showing up. People who don't like Ty need to start showing up to these things. Don't let him take over that club. Let him just stay at the Ocha Bar. Take the wisecrackers back from him. Don't let Ty become their resident guy. Don't let it happen. There's too many good comics who need a club, and 3 comics told me they don't go there and do that open mic because it's just toxic. Ty's just screaming at every open mic he brings up, insulting them. It's like, Jesus. Patrick, come do your favorite club, Flappers. I would love to go do Flappers. I haven't done Flappers in 10 years. I don't give a shit. Let's go. If Barbara Holiday can get over it, I can get over it. Let's get over it. Wise thighs. Ty can say your name twice. It's the 3rd time he says it that you appear in his mirrors. I don't know. Back to Irma. Ah, shit. Ted Turner's here?
Going to tell me the show's canceled, and instead she goes into Papacito, it's just too much, and she starts like poking my chest like, why did you have to do that? And
yeah, Irma, if you did this is crazy bad, like cringe bad,
and whatever else. And I was like looking at her, and she was like, so I decided that I don't want you to host the show because it's just too fresh. And I was like, all right, cool. And then she tries to like continue with her opinion after she just said
I hate that
she doesn't want me to host it. Like, for me at that point, I'm not tripping at all.
For me.
And of course you would let me keep the money. I didn't back out on you. You chose to have me not do the show. And I don't care what the reason is. If I'm not doing it, then I'm just not doing it. Like I said, I'm not tripping at all on that part. But I'm not going to sit and listen to your opinions. I don't give a fuck. And that's what people got to remember. When you come to me with your opinions, I've got to run that through my do I give a fuck filter. And there's a good chance that I really don't. Because I'm not here for opinions.
What?
Irma plays on the San Antonio scene, and I respect that. You know, to a lot of the comics there, she's kind of a motherly figure. But
wow.
For me, she doesn't play that role at all. 1, I've been doing comedy longer. 2, I'm better at stand-up. 3, we're probably about...
Like, from what I understand, Irma's pretty newish. Like, and at this point in my career, anybody under 10 years is newish to me. Now, I know that's not newish, and if, when I was 7 years in, if you would have called me newish, I'd be like, okay, But to a guy who's been doing it over 20 years now, newish, 7 years is newish to me. So this guy's fighting, like everyone in this guy's sphere is open micers, and all he can do is he's just fighting nobodies. And I don't mean that as an insult to Irma. But it's like, why are you fighting Irma Ruiz? Like, you know what I mean? Why are you fighting? Why? I wouldn't fight you. You know what I mean? If you weren't psychotic, you're a fun hang. So this happened. He never brought up me. He never brought up the me being at this show or anything like that. And I think I'm gonna start hanging out there and letting I'm going to start hanging out there. I'll start doing that open mic, 3 minutes. I hope other people will come up and do it who are friendly with me and the show, you know, because it'd be nice to have friends there. But if not, okay. Let's just go up there and do a funny 3 every week until Ty's so uncomfortable he fucking leaves. And by the way, you know, I've seen AJ Rivera at like 2 clubs now. He's always been, never said a word to me and just been, you know, fine. And then at Ty's club, he runs his fucking mouth about me. Like, you don't fucking know me. I don't know you. I said you were he was funny. I thought AJ was funny at the open mic. Like, don't be mad at me because I think Ty's got you hood. And by the way, when Ty fucks you over, which will be about the time this open mic falls apart, the minute you're not, you know, the minute you're not a useful idiot to him, and I'm not calling you an idiot, I'm using that as the term. The minute you're not useful to him, he'll turn on you, just like he's done to several people in the chat room here. Alex Ansel said, I'll go with you, but I put absolutely zero stake into that. If there's a flakiest comic in Vegas, it is Alex Cruel Aid Ansel. AJ the comic is better than AJ the host. Agreed. I mean, the next comic gets so old and cringy. People just all it does is draw attention to how many fucking comics you guys have on your lineup. Painful with the fucking keyboard cat in the background nonstop. I couldn't imagine the owner thinking that's good. I imagine the Ochabar comments on TripAdvisor and Yelp are just full of people going, Thursday nights are shit. Don't go. The keyboard is awful. And if they're not, they should be. We do have one more thing to do tonight, and I do have one more hit of the old ganj. Should we watch Angie Krum's special? Now, I don't know Angie Krum. Barely. I've been introduced to her a couple times. I think maybe she was on a show or 2 I've done in the past. Who knows? I don't think so. A Google for her. There's a video with Lex Las Vegas, who's a man about town here in Vegas, always doing videos. Here's a video with her to introduce her.
Lex Las Vegas here with the spotlight on comedian Angie Krum. Angie, where you from originally?
Pine Top, Arizona.
And what inspired you to get into comedy?
When I was 14, I saw George Carlin on HBO, and I knew that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian when I grew up.
Wow. And how long have you been performing?
This month, June 20th, will be 12 years.
12 years. And what up-and-coming projects do you have to plug right now?
Well, right now we're getting ready to do an audition for a music video. That's why I look like this, Mob Wife. This coming Friday, I'm doing a dispensary show. Saturday, I'm doing a show in Utah. And from there, I have a whole bunch of stuff coming up. I'm doing the Komedy cruise the 26th and 27th on Lake Mead. And there's a whole bunch of cool other stuff that comes with that show if you purchase tickets.
And how can people find you to book you or to follow you? What's your social media?
So Angie Krum on Facebook, Krum is my last name, and Krum Shots, all one word, on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, but I think I'll start doing it more now.
Well, there you have it. This has been the Spotlight on Angie Krum with Lex Las Vegas.
Thank you.
So that's Angie Krum. Great bed. I know you're thinking, well, yeah, but that's probably from 2011. No, it's not even a year old. So Angie Krum said she was having a comedy special come out. She's been teasing this. She's been grabbed up and signed by this company in LA that's grabbed a lot of people, called Comedy Cube. Now, the Comedy Cube was run by a YouTube channel called the Funny Media Group. Rondell Fletcher is all over it. I don't know what that means. This is their trailer.
Start clapping your hands right now. Come on, start clapping your hands right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise.
The Comedy Cube, y'all.
You know what kind of picture turns women on next time, guys?
Some of these,
If you want to send her
the sound is pretty bad in all of them. The
like
video is okay in some. The set is garbage, always. The screen is too dim, always. Shang is on this. Some Vegas comic, Stephen Briggs.
He's 50 years old and he still goes out to nightclub.
Tom Bomb.
I'm like, Joe, you eat sushi from a gas station. You get no chicks tonight.
A Miracle. I'm telling my friends right now, I can't believe Ahmed did one of these. That's crazy. I'm trying to figure out, and you guys try to figure it out with me as we go through this tonight. It looks like there's only 3 rows of audience members. It's clearly a warehouse set. It's all dark, so you can't see how far back it goes. They scream back like there's a million people there. I feel like there's 21. There's 3 rows of people. Just to give you an idea of the kind of comedy we're dealing with here. Let me show you one I watched the other day. And they got almost anybody who will... And so people, these comics come out and go like, I'm doing a special. These videos, I'm not kidding you, some are 7 minutes long. And the longest ones are maybe up to 30 minutes, 27 minutes, something like that. A lot of them are in the teens, and a lot of them are in the low teens. And we saw Angie Krum talking about her special coming out. Now, the joke, I'd never really seen Angie Krum perform. The joke is, we watched on that Roast of Trouble. Everything's just about her pussy and being promiscuous and fucking guys and loving dick and just like, where it's like, it's all like Amy Schumer stuff from like 2008. But it's like what a lot of these women do now. Like Ali Wong's new special, her old one, her next to last one was great. And then her new one, it's like, this feels like reframed, repackaged Amy Schumer garbage. I thought she was doing Peggy Bundy cosplay. I think Favorman porked her. I don't know who that is. Angie shows the dirt on absolutely everyone. Angie knows the dirt on everyone and tells it to absolutely everyone. She's actually really cool. C+ comic, though. Okay, so she tells the dirt on everyone and knows the dirt on everyone. She's actually really cool. That's a piece of shit person in my book. I don't know where you come from. Someone who's constantly like just telling people secrets. Now, Patrick, how's that different than what you do? I don't tell friends secrets. By the way, it makes other friends very angry sometimes. I don't care. You'd want me to do the same for you. So, whatever. It is what it is. Here's some, I got to show you, give an example. Let's pick one I haven't seen because I don't know this guy at all. J. Will stand-up. Comedy special. 41 minutes long. That's the longest one I've seen. All right. Jeff B. stand-up special from the Comedy Cube. All right, here's Jeff B., everybody. Never heard of him. Here we go. First thing I'll tell you. Okay, so look, here's the set from the stage. Folding chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across. And by the way, it only looks like 10 across in the front row. Everybody stands up for every introduction.
Ooh, shit.
So they keep cycling through this from executive producer Rondell Fletcher, Funny Media Group. It's like no one knows what any of that means.
Pretty asses down. What's up?
Every video is overmodulated. Every one of them is clipping. You think they'd get the hang of it. They've done like 100 of these things. They're all shit audio. All of them. They've gotten a lot better too, and they're still bad.
Y'all good? That's just it. This man has been.
So I see 3 rows of people, and then I see nothing but open space in the back. A door open back here where someone's smoking.
In the game damn near 30 years. He's been on everything. HBO, BET, Comedy Central, No Central, Comedy every motherfucking thing. He did tour everywhere. This nigga did comedy in Africa. Everywhere.
I mean, I've done comedy in Africa, so a lot of people go to Africa and do comedy. This guy's gone from HBO, and now we got him in the Cube.
This is a funny nigga right here. Some of the biggest comedians you know learned from him, and he's here tonight.
By the way, the N-word twice in the first 30 seconds. This is a demonetization swish 3-pointer.
I want y'all to get your hands together for my man, my coach, my man, Jeff B in the house!
Jeff B. He's been on everything, man. He's been around forever. Everyone learned from this guy. Jeff B. Ever hear of him? Everyone learned from him. He's a legend. Jeff B, guys. Come on. Don't act like you don't know. This guy looks like he ate Mr. T. This is fucking rough. This looks like this looks like a black guy who's trying to be Tom Segura for Christmas. Halloween.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Comedy Cube.
I mean, are you a retarded Gucci bag? What's happening? What is this? Hey, want to see the rest of the show? Join the Overdose. Head over to nobodylikesonions.com/overdose today. Get access to this show in its entirety, as well as our entire back catalog of shows since 2005 over at nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. Not only will you help support the show and Patrick's habits, you'll be helping us to not have to do ads and lame shit in the future. Don't hold us accountable to anybody. Let me go on my rants and my rampages. Am I right? Don't stand in my way. Go to nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. Join. You'll not only get more shows than you can shake a dick at. So when I don't do shows, you can go back and listen to old ones and stop yelling at me about it. But also, you'll save money on merch in our store, 15% off always. And more importantly, know that you're going to help a man. I can't even afford health insurance. Things are tough for me. We made $13 in the chat tonight in Super Chats. I'm no Tim Pool. I'll tell you that much.